This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Cats and Pudding. And I'm Jennifer DeLandro. And today, I have a very special guest, Sivo. Is it Sivo or Sivo?
Sivo.
I butcher everybody's name all the time. Where did you get this name from?
So it's actually part of my middle name, which is Explosivo. So
Are you Greek?
kind of.
Oh, kind of. That sounds very Greek to me.
Yeah. It means explosive in Spanish.
Okay.
So, but, you know, Greek, Spanish, same thing. So I figured let me
We're all
just
Latin.
shorten it. Yeah.
So then you picked Sivo.
Yeah.
Do you go by only Sivo? You don't go by any other name? So you're like Madonna and Cher, and now
So-
Sivo?
At work, I got to go by my first name, which is Colin.
Okay.
Outside of work, it's Sivo.
Now, why did you pick this name? Is it because of your gaming, or is it because...
Yeah, more so.
And you're into gaming.
Yes.
That's your...
So it's more so for the gaming. I actually picked up that name while I was working in Walt Disney World.
Wait, you worked at Walt Disney?
I did.
In Florida?
Yes,
You
for
did.
4 years.
How was it? Were you like did you dress up there?
Every role is a character you got to play. But you learn a lot at Disney. Like, you learn how to be friendly. You learn how to make people happy when they're upset. And you learn how to secretly tell kids off. Which is fun. So
How do you secretly tell kids off? Because I couldn't secretly tell a kid off. I have to kick the shit off. No, I'm kidding. We don't touch children. But how do you secretly tell a child off?
So if they're acting up or being a certain way, and if there is a character nearby or doing something they're not supposed to. So easy ways to do it is just like obstruct their view, like stand in front of them and then just whisper to like the crowd, like, these kids suck. And then, you know, they'll laugh and the kids will think, oh, they're laughing because they stepped in front of me. So let me try going around. And then you just slide to the side and be like, ta-da.
Ta-da.
Then everyone sees the people who suck. And like,
So do you feel like the kids do respond to that when they're acting this way?
a lot of them do, because then they think that it's more so for the entertainment purpose.
I got you.
And so they think that it's just something fun. And then I'm like, all right, now scooch back. Then they'll start listening. But then, like, there's different codes for, like, different people. Like, if there's a bigger person,
Right.
there are luxury guests. You know, like, try fitting 3 of them on one boat at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh my God.
Not getting up that ramp.
I haven't been to Disney in a long time. I have to go back. I used to love the Pirates and the Princess parade at night. That was my favorite. I used to love that.
I was a pirate.
You're a pirate? I was a princess. I was Princess Jasmine. The last time I was there, I dressed up. But what do they pump through? That, like, it always smells so good there. What do they really, because they said that they do pump like cookie dough or some kind of vanilla smell
It's actually,
into the air.
What it really is from my knowledge, it's like the bakeries and stuff. That's what they have when you first enter the park and they start cooking with the doors and windows open. So the smell starts sifting through, and then when people walk, it just kind of goes, because each land doesn't always smell like that. Like when you're closer towards like Splash Mountain or Thunder Mountain, it's more so watery because they have the waters and everything else over there. So it really depends on the area of the park, but some areas have more food locations, and that's why they always keep the doors mostly open. So
they have that nice
the smell goes out and it draws the people in.
Oh my God, because it always smells like those funnel cakes. It smells delicious in there all the time. Do you miss working there?
I do miss it. I do. I just went down recently for a visit, and I realized why I miss it, but then I also realized why I moved back to New York.
So you like it better up here than there?
I do like it better up here just because it's easier to get around.
Yeah, it's harder to get around in Florida.
Yeah,
It's
you have to drive.
Even though the weather's better there. It is. It is better there.
Yeah.
I have to say, as far the weather's better, but it is easier to get around up here.
Yeah.
Tell me about your gaming. Tell me how you got into that.
So I started off in the org community, which is online reality gaming. I played a few of them. I won 12 to 13 games so far. I'm currently in one of the other one. And then I figured, let me try competing in a live game. So I moved to the LRG community for the live reality games. I competed on 2 seasons of a game show called Mayhem Manor, where it wasn't, without bashing the show, but respectfully, it wasn't the best because myself and other people who have played it said it's more so the host favoring certain contestants on that show.
Right.
So I was out early both times, but then I had more fun relaxing by the pool instead of competing. But it was fine.
What channel is that on?
That was just on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And that was like a few years ago. My recent one I did was the Caucus challenge.
Okay.
Which is why I'm wearing my jersey for it. It usually films in Caucus, New Jersey.
Okay.
But it now, our season was the first season all male, and we filmed in the mountains in the snow. So it was like more of an extreme season.
Really?
Yes. And you could watch that on YouTube, Dre Media.
Okay.
And you could also follow the Instagram at Dre Media. And then you'll be able to see the trailers for the show. They'll release cast pictures soon, the bios and clips and links to the episodes also.
Do you like, but what do you like about gaming? What is it? What is like your, and what games do you play?
Like for video game wise, I do horror survival, which is like Resident Evil.
Okay.
I love the Resident Evil series. Huge
Why do you
fan.
think everybody loves that so much? People just love zombies and things.
I feel like eventually, maybe at some point in time, if there ever is a zombie apocalypse, people will be like, "Oh, hey, I played Resident Evil, so if
I know
I
how
could
to
survive
now because you played a video game."
Yeah, I feel like that's the mindset for some. Me, I do it for entertainment purposes, and
Yeah.
I think it's so fun to play.
I think if
scares.
there's a zombie apocalypse, I think it's the end of the world. I think that if that ever happened, I think
Unless you
we're
could
done.
contain it.
I don't think it could be contained once it's spread though. But they do have. It's funny they have how to survive a zombie apocalypse on the CDC website. They started doing that after Walking Dead. They did that when they started with Walking Dead. But basically, it's everything that if there's a regular like issue, like if there's a nuclear fallout or if there's like a pandemic, it's kind of like still the same rules. But I don't know. I don't know if zombie apocalypses if we're gonna wind up.
But at least you know how to kill them. They're not like they're.
And you have to shoot them in the head.
Yeah, you got like spinal cord and brain.
Right.
But it's not like they're going to be like, if they're real zombies, they got to be like the broken legs, slow walking zombies. If they're the running ones that you see more advanced nowadays, it's like, yeah, we're dead. Yeah. But if it's the slow moving ones, it's like, okay, I could walk
that was in that
faster
movie,
than you.
The Black Summer. That's the Black Summer.
I never seen that.
Oh, yeah, they run.
Oh, so yeah.
They run.
Bye. Bye, world.
Oh, my God, that's
But
crazy.
then at least you'll still be alive. I mean, they'll kill you, but you'll come back and you'll still be alive.
And then you'll be...
in theory.
But in theory, yeah, she'll still be alive. Did you watch the show Walking Dead?
I did watch Walking Dead. I watched from season 1 all the way to the final.
Did you just watch the new one?
I did watch the
Siobhan
spin-offs. I watched...
Ricky?
I watched the Dead City... the last one, the one with Michonne. I watched
Michonne and Rick.
And Rick, yeah. So I did the Michonne and Rick, Daryl Dixon and Carol, and Maggie and Negan. So I watched all 3 spinoffs so far.
Yeah, I didn't see the one with Maggie and Negan yet. Is that one? That one was
That's
on?
Dead City, where it takes place in New York.
When is that? that was just on. Was on?
Yeah, season 1 finished already. Season 2, I think they're filming now. So.
And what about Carol and Daryl? That came on already?
Yeah, that one's in London. They're taking place, or like overseas.
Wow.
So yeah, that one's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see that, but Michonne and Rick was great. I
love the ending. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert.
You have to, yeah.
I love when they reunite with the 2 kids.
Yep, I loved it. And you knew eventually they had to find each other.
And I was like, is that going to be the end of that series for them, or like because they reunited them, or are they going to do a spinoff now with the 4 of them?
You know what? I would definitely watch the spinoff of the 4 of them. I would. I definitely would. But I do love their story. They have a good story.
They really do, yeah.
I wish they wouldn't have killed off Carl though. I miss Carl.
They killed all the good people.
But that's why the show did so great, because they killed off a lot of main characters. So it was good because there was a lot of action. I mean, when Negan killed Glenn with that bat, with Lucille was crazy.
Everyone talks about, oh my God, Glenn's death, or Beth getting shot. Everyone talks about them. It's like,
But they died in the comic. So, I mean, you have to, if you're going to go by the comic.
But now, what if you go to season 4 where it was Carol and T-Dog, but not T-Dog, I forgot his name. But they had the 2 girls and baby Judith, Lizzie and Mika. And then Lizzie killed her sister just to prove that they would come back alive.
Yes.
That, I thought, was probably one of the moments where I was like, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I was rooting for them. I wanted those girls to make it. I was like, they're going to do good. This one already knows how to kill people. This one's a little crazy, but she knows how to kill. But then she killed her sister in the same episode.
So, there was a lot of twists and turns, but that's what made the show so great. That's why it lasted for so long. That's why it had 10 million, 15 million views every week, right? Mm-hmm. What is your favorite show now on television? My
favorite show right now on television is probably The Challenge on MTV.
Really? You like The Challenge?
I do like it. I like it a lot. Like, I know some people who are actually on it, so that kind of pushes me towards liking it, just to see how well they're going to do each time. It's like, you don't know if they're going to be out early or if they're going to win or make it midway, so it's always that, how are they going to do?
Would you do a challenge episode?
I would. I think I would. I don't know how well I'll do, but I'm a competitor. Like, I would fight. I would try doing what I have to do.
I couldn't sleep out the way they did in the woods, and if they do like things like that, or like being in with bugs, anything like that, I cannot handle. Like, I don't know, and they probably all smell bad. Nobody's brushing their teeth. I can't. I had a couple of people on from the challenge, and I would ask them that. I'm like, how is it? And I have these people hooking up after not like brushing their teeth for like 2 weeks. It's gross. Like, I don't know. It's just some of the stuff is not cool. I don't know. I don't think I can handle. I'd have to pay me a lot of money to do it.
At least like the Caucus challenge that I had filmed, at least everyone, we slept in bunk beds this season, and it was fine. And we actually had sinks, so we actually all did brush our teeth. So we weren't like that. Like, the only hard part was our season was we were doing all the challenges and competitions in the snow, and it was still snowing out. So running in the snow, trying to like tackle people, trying to do other physical activities. I can't spoil yet, but like, doing all that outside, people are getting, their fingers are turning red, they're freezing. Some people came from like Florida and like all these southern hot places to snow, and it's like, you guys didn't come prepared.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you knew there was going to be snow. Like, I think one person didn't show up, and I think that might be the reason, because they didn't like the snow.
Really? Yeah, because they wanted to be like, I'm not going to be cold.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'd rather be warm than hot. I mean, warm than cold.
I'd rather be cold than warm, because it's easier to get warmer when you're cold as opposed to get colder when you're too warm. Like, because when you're too warm, you're sweating. It's like, okay, how can I get cooler? But if you're too cold, you could just throw on layers.
Opposite. That's funny that you say that, because I think it's the polar opposite. I feel like you can always get cool. You can always cool off in the heat, but the cold, it's so uncomfortable, and you cannot move around in the cold. At least with the hot, you can run around naked or run around in bikinis.
Okay, so now this might be new information for everybody, but if it's really cold out and you're standing somewhere and you have to fart, if you fart, your fart will stay in that one place, so you can just move around and blame it on like the person who you stood next to and just move, like just like leave it there.
Right.
And that's one good thing about the cold. The heat, it just like makes it smell 10 times worse. So it's like, great, everyone's going to know it's me.
Everyone's going to know that you let out gas.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if you did a challenge show, would you feel like that you could make it through any challenge? Or just say, like, if they make you eat bugs, if they make you eat something crazy, would you do that?
I feel like I can, but like in the games I have played, I never made it to an eating challenge. But I know, like, when I would go to parties and stuff, me and my friends, like, we'd just mix like all random drinks, like coffee, soda, alcohol, everything together, and just see how fast I could drink it. And I would drink it. Like, I would eat anything. When it comes to bugs, I feel like if I close my eyes and chew really fast and I don't know, I could probably do it. Like on the last season, Double Trouble, what they had to do, I think it was Double Trouble, they had to eat fermented eggs. And it was like, it was either the eggs or the one egg or like, I think 12 Oreos or something. And it was like, why wouldn't, like, what would you choose? Like with one egg to finish fast? Just like, if you have good gag reflexes, just like swallow it or eat the 12 Oreos. Like, I mean, I wasn't on that season, so I didn't have to choose.
I would have ate the 12 Oreos fast. I would have just swallowed them.
Yeah, I would have went for the egg just to save time. But again, I don't know if I would have gagged or threw up or anything like that.
Oh God, no, I can't eat anything like that. That is something I cannot do. No way. I don't know how any of you can do that. I cannot. The bugs, the sour food. No, that I can't do. And I can't do heights.
I could kind of do heights to an extent. If I know I'm strapped in and I'm safe, yeah, let me do heights all day. If I know where it's something where you got to balance and you're high up and you could fall, then I'm scared. Yeah. But I'm going to still try making sure I'm not the one falling just because it's like, okay, like if you watch the actual challenge, they do height challenges where if they fall, nothing's holding you. You just fall and you land in water. Like if it was over water, sure. But if it's over
over a mountain, I'm not doing that. How do you feel like when you're in like the gaming community, do you feel like some people are targeted where like I know a lot of people are having issues, they have issues sometimes online where people get really angry at each other and like there's like I hear about all this crazy stuff that like people get so into it that it's like there's like real fights. Like it's like did anybody ever like come knock on your door like and say like and found you? Because I mean I know do you know these people directly, or is it people from all over the world, or?
So there are people from all over the world who played and stuff like that. No one comes knocking on our doors, I think, like just to like respect privacy. But I can say like during games, like if you do go on YouTube and watch past seasons of the Caucus Challenge, there's this one girl, Deja. She's a champ. I love her. I respect her. She's a great player. But she usually always targets the rookies because, let them earn their stripes. Rookies are weak and blah, blah, blah. But fast forward to last season, she's like, I don't think I'm going to target the rookies. But there weren't that many rookies to target, and all the rookies were paired with somebody.
Right.
So they could have been paired with somebody that maybe she knew or one of their friends. So it would be harder to do it that way. But my season, there was 7 vets and 5 rookies. So naturally going into it, the rookies are going to be the main target because there's more of them. So that wasn't really the case this season because I can say the rookies, including myself, we did do better, although half of us were probably gone sooner than we should have been. And I feel like if you're going to put the rookies in a game like that, I feel like you should make it an even score. Like, if you're doing 7 vets, do 7 rookies to kind of even out in that sense, just so that way, like, okay, if the rookies work together, we could have the votes on the vets. If the vets work together, it could be the same way. And it's also the thing of people manipulating other people. Me, when I went into the game, my game was open. I had an advantage. I told people about it. I was like, look, but then they acted like I didn't tell anybody. I was like, look, I have it. I could use it when I need to use it. I did use it, and it did help me and my team out during one of the challenges. But I feel like people, when they target you, it doesn't make sense because for all you know, I could have been probably the worst player.
Right.
But if you're targeting me and you're getting me out early, that just means you're going to have to compete against better people later. And why don't you keep the people that aren't as good so you have a better shot at winning?
Right.
I mean, that's, again, not saying I was the worst because I wasn't the first one out. And either way, like, because you never know that person's strength or weaknesses. Like, you could be partnered with me on a challenge that you thought I was going to suck at, but then I could be the one that helps us win that challenge.
Gotcha.
For like whatever reason. So I feel like coming in as a rookie, that is hard because you got to make sure you're also talking to the right people. Knowing that the vets all have prior relationships with each other, you got to figure out who you can talk to, who you can trust, who you can't trust.
Right.
And go about it that way.
So, I mean, it sounds like a lot of stuff that you have to kind of, especially, now, are you winning money in a lot of these challenges?
Yes. If you win the season, you get money. If you lose, you walk away with nothing.
Wow. So you have to go through all that. It's a lot. It's got to be very, very emotionally draining at some points because you have to, it's challenge. It's hard. I mean, it probably is draining.
It is. And there are some people, like, for example, last season, there was this one duo, Cam and Choice. They were a good team. Like, I thought they were going to make it a lot further than they did. But unfortunately for them, they were both a rookie team at the time. So they were targeted early.
Right. So they wanted to get them, people wanted to get them out.
Right.
You know?
And now coming into my season, Cam came back because it was an all-male season. So now he's in with the vets. So now it's like, so now it's like, that's like his way. It's like, okay, cool. I did this all before, you know?
Yeah.
So again, it's really just like who to trust and who you can work with is what matters. And starting relationships before the show, like when they put you in the group thread, depending on who you talk to, those people could go back and tell other people,
right?
Like, hey, I'm working with X, Y, and Z. Because there were a few people on our cast that I had to pretend to be friends with, even though I knew one of them for 5 years. Like, it was like, okay, but you're telling me, yeah, we're going to work together, X, Y, Z. I mean, number one. But then why is it, we known each other for 5 years, but then why is it that you're over here, like when we're talking, you'll be like, oh, hey, I'll call you back because my mom's calling or whatever. And it's someone else from the cast who played the game before. So you're telling everything I'm talking to you about to the vets.
Right.
So it's like, now I know I can't trust you to that extent. So if it comes down to it, if we have a chance to save you, am I going to save you? Absolutely
Probably
not.
No. So it's like it's an intricate like web. It's an intricate web. I think it's probably challenging, and it probably is really it feels really good when you finish with that. Once you navigate through it, it sounds you must feel accomplished after that. But it's gonna take a lot out of you, though.
Yeah,
it sounds like it does.
It does because
it's challenging.
Yeah, because like when you go into elimination, like the inner circle picks someone to go in, but then the house votes for somebody. If you're not in that inner circle, you're not safe. So then you're just sitting there waiting for them to say your fate. Yeah. Like if people start saying your names, that's your only chance you have to argue to make sure they don't say your name. But then at the same time,
and then you're out of the game then.
Right. And then the inner circle could easily say your name and throw you back in. So it's like
you just never know.
Yeah. So it's like you're on pins and needles for the most time. And
that's gotta be. Well, I mean, but you wouldn't keep doing it, I guess, if you weren't having fun and you weren't challenged.
Like I know the season ended, so they're going to be filming another season soon. I mean, I may not be on that season, which I don't think I am because I didn't get called yet. But I'm hoping to be back on another season
call you.
with more confidence because I feel like my confidence was kind of lacking a little bit this season. But for what it was,
it was good.
People say if they filmed it the right way, I would have one of the better story arcs this season.
Right.
But again, I need to go back. I need to
you want to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I need that personal redemption.
All right, so you know what? They'll get you back. I bet you they'll get. Yeah. I bet you'll.
But again, no one knows where I placed, so I could make the finals. I could have been out first or second or wherever else.
You don't know yet.
So no one else knows. I mean, I know, but no one else knows. Okay. Yeah.
So now you got to kind of wait and see.
Yeah, and just watch it.
So So besides going back on the show again, do you think that you're going to be? Are you gonna go do another show? Are you kind of like taking a break from it? Do you want to dating now? You think?
I feel like if I did another show, I would want to do like The Amazing Race. That would be a show I would love to do.
Okay.
Other than that, I feel like I'm just focusing right now on paying all my bills because me being the irresponsible human that I am, I'm like, you know what? Let me spend all my money on stuff I don't even need. I got like one of those addictions where I'll see it, I'll just put it in the cart and then swipe my card and be like, okay, if I don't see how much it was, it don't matter. And I was like, great. I closed 4 credit cards. I'm paying them all back now. Money's coming on my account right and left because I did the auto pay with the bank. So that way I don't know when. And it's like, damn. But now I'm signing up for all these subscriptions. Like, oh, I got Hulu, I got Disney Plus, and it's like, do I need them? No. Do I want them? Absolutely. So I'm going to keep buying things.
Well, you're gonna have to pull yourself out of. That you got to pull it. But that goes after. Listen, I went through where I had to pay credit cards especially. How old are you?
I just turned 40 last weekend.
You do not look 40. You look like you're like 30.
When I saw you last at the party, that's when I was 39. The next day I was 40.
Well, you don't look it, and I think a lot of people don't look at this age now. Like I'm gonna be 54. I sometimes I feel like I'm 104, but
That's how I feel.
But I know.
Well, maybe not that old, but close
but
enough.
I feel like that some days, but I think that a lot of people look very in this day and age look a lot better than they did. Like when I was a kid, everybody's parents looked like they were 110 years old.
Right.
Now,
with the same hairstyles, the hairspray, and everything.
Oh my God, it was crazy. But now I think we are definitely a younger looking generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting how that whole gaming community works. I think it's cool. I know that the kids used to go on there. They used to talk to people playing
with the
games
headsets,
with the headsets, and I used to think it's so funny that you could be playing with somebody in freaking Guam.
Nowadays we play also via Facebook Messenger games.
So that's fun.
And we do Big Brother games, Survivor games, and stuff like that. And we play with people from Australia, Egypt, people
That's
from
so cool.
all over London, all over, and it's just a really great community.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I could meet all these people that I played the games with in person, it would be like, okay, so now you could see I'm just how I am online. Like people may hate me.
You should, you should
not.
develop a show like that and see if you could get the gaming community, call it face-to-face gaming,
and then see who could survive.
And see who could survive face-to-face, which would be cool. Like that's what kind of show you should film. That would be great. You should, you know what? I'll produce it for you. Let's come up with a joke. That sounds like I think that would be great because most of the time you don't get to meet those people, everyone, because if they're in other countries, right? I mean, how many times is somebody from Egypt going to come to the United States? If they can even come one time in their life, is probably and vice versa.
Yeah, I did meet some people. I met one of the players from Australia before. I met people from Nevada, people from the Canada area. But those are the people in the general state.
Right. Well, you're obviously closer to home. You're gonna meet people that are more in the United States. But I think that would be really cool. That would be an interesting show to watch.
It would be. I would watch it. I would watch it, even though I'll be like, oh.
I think it'd be interesting. So, tell us where to find you on Instagram. Tell us where to find you on social media, and let everybody know when the show is going to air and when your next project is.
All right. So you could find me on Instagram at Sivo the Swizz, SIVOTHESWIZZ on Instagram. Snapchat, I don't know if people still use that, but it's Explosivos Ready, all one word. My next project is probably... Hopefully soon I get a call for one of these games that I applied for. Maybe season 18 as an alternate.
That'll be. He's gonna get on.
We're gonna watch. Or called back for 19 because they're about to do the 20th season. I feel like their 20th season is gonna be a big season. Right. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I do think they should do a battle of the sexes season, guys versus girls.
That would be cool.
That would be fun because a lot of these girls are strong players. Some of the girls are 2-3-time champs. When it comes to the guys, there aren't that many who won multiple seasons like that. So I think you'll kind of be like, oh, will a guy beat the girls or will the girls beat the guys? So
do you think there's a difference between a guy and a girl playing or no?
I feel like people would be like, with the girls, they're going to be like, okay, well, the girls we know we could beat. So let's just throw in the guys. Let's vote out the guys. But in reality, the girls are just as strong as the guys.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was a competition, battle of the sexes, I feel like some of the girls will dominate. Yeah. And they're strategic.
Yeah.
And since they know some of the other guys, they could manipulate them.
Yes.
And if they manipulate them, it's going to be like, okay, now where do I go from there?
Women are the stronger sex. I hate to say it. That's why.
But the gays are another thing.
Yeah, there you go. That's another conundrum.
So they're the ones that people got to watch out for.
Because you're a whole conundrum on your own, especially in the gaming world.
Exactly.
Well, I'm so happy that you came on the show tonight.
Thank you.
And I'd love to have you back after it airs because I'd love to see what happens and then hopefully what'll happen next, which will be great.
Yes.
And it was great to see you at the Pride Party. I know that you come every year. He always supports me.
Yes.
He comes to my Pride Party every year.
Best party.
We have a good time. This year was really good, right?
It was so fun. I love the views and everything.
Oh my God, the views were gorgeous this year. We're going to have it there again next year. But next year, the pool hopefully will be open.
Hopefully, yes.
Because that would have been nice. I think we're going to do a pool party next year.
And Mariah always brings it. Mariah
She
Lynn,
does, but that
she knows-
DJ didn't have her freaking music.
I know.
Oh.
I'm glad though she did it a cappella though.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
She did it well.
She
She wasn't happy that they didn't have her music though. But
I know.
She
But
was not
Mariah
happy.
always performs, and Mariah performs
yeah, she's
amazing.
good. Mariah Lynn from Love and Hip Hop, and now she's on the Baddies, by the way. She'll be on the show soon. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. And again, watch us on Apple, on YouTube, and on Spotify. And please, please, please check out my friend Sivo on his new show. And we will see you all soon. Take care.
Thank you.